Welcome to Thinkplus Education. In this video, we'll discuss about one of the important concepts of percentage change. This is quite important, especially for percentage profit and loss SICA questions and also for DI questions. If you look at here, I'll take a simple question here. In 2023, the sales of a company is 50 crores, let's take, and the next year it became 60 crores. So if I ask a question from 2023 to 2024, how much value is increased? How much value is increased? That means 50 became 60, the value increases 10, you say. But if I ask you how much percentage is increased, every time you should compare with the base value. Base value means where you have started. Here we started from the base value of 50, I write 10 by 50 into 100. So there's a 20% increase. Example, in the same question, if I take 60 became 50, 60 became 50. Let's take that I started with 60, then it became 50. That means 60 became 50 means what's the change? The 10 is the change. This 10 change occurred from which place? 60 into 100. This is increase or decrease. Here I use the upper arrow. Here I should use the down arrow. So why down arrow? 60 became 50. 10 by 60 into 100. 1 by 6 into 100. Answer is 16.66%, right? So this is one of the things that you learn from the percentage change. And also one of the other important point is sometimes they ask you 2023 sales is how much more or less than 2024 sales. 2023 sales is how much more or less than the sales of 2024. If I ask you 2023 sales is how much more or less than 2024, you simply write 10. Because in the whole sentence, what I said, I have not used the word percentages. If I use the word percentages, after then, whoever is there, that will become the denominator. I'm comparing 2023 sales with 2024. So this I write 10 by 16 to 100. Okay, so in other words, if I compare, A is how much percentage more or less than B. I write first difference of AB here and divided by after then who is there? B is there. I write by B into 100. If you can observe whether A is more or less. If it is more, I use the symbol upper arrow symbol, otherwise I use the down arrow, right? So let's see some questions on these 2 points. So here what percentage of A is more or less than B? I'm comparing with whom? Then, after then who is there? B. So the denominator will become B. I don't know whether A is more or less, so I use modulus of A minus B. Why am I using my modulus here? It could be more or it could be less, but the value should be positive. If it is less, I use the symbol down arrow. If it is more, I use the symbol up arrow. And I want to convert the percentage into 100. Every time, these 2 points are very important. The one is, then is the word, other is off. After off or then whoever comes, that will become the denominator. Please do remember this point. A lot of times students in the exam center also, they will make a mistake of writing the denominator as something else. Now let's take this question. What percentage of 2400 is more than 800? I'm asking about 2400 is how much more than 1800. Okay, so 2400 is the one number, 1800 is the other number. Think like a 4th class student. Okay, don't use any formulas unnecessarily. Understand the sense of the formula. 2400 is how much more or less than 1800 means compared to this number, this is more. How much more? 600 more. Okay. In other words, if I use the formula, I write if this is value is A, if this value is B, I am writing here A minus B. That A minus B is nothing but 600. Okay. Divided by after then who is there? 1800. I write 600 by 1800. That means 1 by 3. 1 by 3 means how much percentage? 33.33%. The answer is C. Okay. If they say 1800 is how much more or less than 2400, after then this time 2400 is there, I write 2400 is denominator. After every time you should write the denominators after the word then. Okay. Let's talk about one more question here. Here 4250 is what percentage? Less than. Here it is given less than. They use the word percentage. Okay, I want to know this value is how much less than 5000. If I ask you simply the value 4250 and 5000, 2 numbers are given. Tell me, obviously this is less. How much less? Is a 750 is the less. After then who is there? 5000. 750 by 5000. I want percentage, so I write into 100. So 2 zeros cancel. Don't cancel this 50, 50. 0, 0 cancel. And 5 how many times? 15 times. Answer is D for Delhi. So this is one of the important things, how much more than this value, how much less than this value. Okay. Now let me also give you one more point here. Look at this question. This is the increase. Okay. A value is increased from 200 to 250. What is the percentage change? Okay. Example, I'll take a simple question. 2 became 3. What is the change in the value? You know that 2 became 3 means the change in the value is 1. But if I ask you what is the percentage change, I will compare this change from the base value. Base value means where I have started. So 1 by 2 into 100. Okay, 50%. You can see in a lot of movies also, the hero starts with very less money and he will earn a lot of huge money. Okay, the difference is a profit. The difference is the profit. I write the difference by the base value. This value I write here. Every time you should compare with the base value. Here, what is the base value? 200. Here, what is the final value? 250. That means 200 rupees I invested in the business. By end of the day, I got 250. What is my profit? 50. I got a profit of 50 on the investment of 200 into 100. Every time you should write the base value. So 2 zeros cancel. 2 how many times? 25%. So answer is here 25%. Okay, keep practicing a lot of questions here. Let's see. Here a number decreases from 400 to 320. So this time I started with 400 rupees money. At the end of the day, I got only 320. How much money is decreased? My answer is 80. But here they're asking percentage. So every time, as I mentioned, you should compare with the base value from where you have started. We have started from where? 400. Where we arrived? 320. 80 by 400 into 100. Okay. This one is converted into the formula. That is final value minus initial value by initial value into 100. The same thing we did. The final value is 320 minus 400. It's 80 by 400 into 100. You got minus 80. That's why it's a decrease, right? So we can use modulus here for removing the decrease. Okay. Thank you.